the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Well, as you know, Cleveland rocks, and it did last night for the Yankees. Yankees looking to have that same beat again tonight, as it is time for baseball. So Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. Tonight, the New York Yankees against the Cleveland Indians. Game 2 of a 4-game set from Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with Paul O'Neill. I am Michael Kay. First game of the series, Severino against Kluber. Pitcher's duel, right? Nope. Severino persevered through 5, and the Yankees seem like they have Kluber's number as they won 7-4. But the guy who really has his number is Brett Gardner.
Brett Gardy. Gardy has one of the Cy Young winners numbered. Last night, down a couple runs until now. Gardy ties things up with a 2-run homer. The Yankees just continue to bomb homers. Then Hicks, he goes to double out into left center field, puts the Yankees ahead. And the Indians bullpen, they struggle. And in the 9th inning, Brett Gardner comes again. Look at this. You know you hit your second one right off the pole. Doink. A lot of fun going down in the dugout with Brett Gardner going deep.
Let's take a look at his season. First 32 games, what was that? 198, a home run slugging just 248. Last 46, that's more what the Yankees want. 295, 8 home runs, and a slugging percentage of .514. Let's move to tonight. Pitching matchup brought to you by People's United Bank. Couple rookies, Shane Bieber will go for the Indians, and for the Yankees, it's Domingo Germán. Last time out, Paul, had a pretty good game.
Well, you're going through the growing pains of Domingo Germán. I mean, he has good outings, he has bad outings, but when he's good, he's really good. A lot of strikeouts, very few hits. He's got a high ERA, giving up a few too many home runs, but he could be a big part of this rotation going into the second half.
The Yankees are 61-31, and they're doing it for a while now without Gary Sanchez. He's getting closer. Getting closer. Ryan Ruocco has more. A little bit of a timetable next on Yes.
You're doing more. Gary Sanchez, we know the numbers this year have not been as expected, but the Yankees still anxiously awaiting his return from a groin injury. Here's Aaron Boone with some good news.
Everything's going well. Probably on course to get out of here Saturday with the idea that he would start a rehab potentially on Sunday. So we'll see how the next couple days go, but looking at possibly Sunday, him starting with Scranton.
I talked with Gary after he threw to those bases, said he came through it feeling good and is ready for his rehab assignment this weekend. Aaron Boone also added that Gleyber Torres is progressing from his hip injury and is not far behind Sanchez. It's the Yankees against the Indians, second game of a 4-game set. Lineup's first pitch baseball with Michael and Paul coming up next here on Yes.
Subway. Try a signature wrap at Subway restaurants today. And by Buick, visit tristatebuick.com for great lease offers. Another beautiful day here in Cleveland. The Yankees getting ready for the second game of this 4-game set. And the ballpark will be close to full again, over 31,000 last night. More of the same today. Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup, which is brought to you by Lexus. Brett Gardner's in left field leading off. Batting second, the DH, Aaron Judge. Aaron Hicks is in center field, he'll hit third. Cleaning up, right fielder Giancarlo Stanton. Greg Bird at first base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, the third baseman Miguel Andujar. Neil Walker at second base, bat seventh. Batting eighth, the catcher Kyle Higashioka. Tyler Wade gets the start at shortstop. Didi gets the night off, and Wade will bat ninth. So the Indians have taken the field, and Shane Bieber beginning his warm-up tosses. Let's take a look at the numbers on the youngster. This will be a 7th start, 4-1, 3.47. 36 innings, 45 hits. That's too many. Keeps the walks down. 51 base runners in 36 and a third innings. 36 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .304 against him. Let's check out the defense behind Bieber, and it's presented by Geico. Brantley in left, Allen in center, Naquin over and right. Ramirez is at third baseman, Lindor at short, Kipnis at second, Alonso is at first. Nongomes behind the plate, and Shane Bieber is on the mound. So we'll see how many times we can get you to slip some Justin Bieber songs in during the game.
You Bieber believers? Yeah, I got you.
No, never say never. Let's check the weather here in Cleveland, and it's presented by Bigelow Tea. 83 degrees, 7 miles per hour is the wind. Humidity is 52%. It's mostly sunny. And I know as you sit here, Paul, this place has a lot of memories for you. You played a lot of games, big games in this place.
It certainly does. I mean, in the mid-90s, towards the, that run, we were playing against the Indians playoff games here, and it's just At the Jake at the time, and it was sold out every time. Beautiful ballpark, no doubt about it. There's something about the lighting here. It's just a gorgeous place to play baseball. I used to love to come here.
Should be a good game tonight. 61-31. That's the Yankee record. The Indians are 50-42. Yankees 30 games over 500 before the All-Star break for the first time since 1998.
See that?
So there you go.
We're tying it all together,
Tying
Michael.
it
Right
all
back
together.
to 1998.
That's right. Brett Gardner had a big night last night. We talked about it in the open. He's ready. Bieber's ready. And let's do it here in Cleveland. And the first pitch is a strike. We're underway. Gabe Morales is the home plate umpire. Ed Hickox at first. Crew chief Jerry Meals at second. And Chris Siegel is over at third. Strike two. Bieber's first 4 starts in the big leagues, 3-0, 2.22. And you wonder if the league's catching up a bit. Last two 1-1 with a 6.0 ERA.
A guy throws strikes, 4 pitches, doesn't walk a lot of people. But, you know, hitters hitting over 300. You get good swings off of him.
Popped up. Left field. Brantley's there to make the play. 1 away.
You know, it's amazing to me, Michael, is now we're in the Midwest where, you know, you're still dealing with shadows after 7 o'clock. I mean, you know, midsummer here, it doesn't get dark till 9:15, 9:30. And, you know, you're just not used to seeing shadows to start a night game.
Aaron Judge steps in. 6 home runs in his last 16 games. He has 25 on the season and takes a pitch outside.
You know, you look at Aaron Judge and the tremendous first half he had last year. But I think he's more consistent all-around baseball player this year than he was even in his, you know, in his good first half last year.
Ground ball to Lindor for the second out of the inning.
For New York, batting third, number 31, the center fielder, Aaron Hicks.
That's going to bring up Aaron Hicks. The way the shadows are right now, Paul, is it a big distraction for the batter?
It's not good because, you know, you're in the shadow here, and then obviously it's light behind the pitcher, and that's where you pick up the baseball. So it's kind of a blur, and yeah, it's just much better when it gets dark.
I've seen games here where the first baseman is blinded. The way the sun comes down, it just goes right into the first baseman's eyes.
Yeah, over that home run porch over there in down the left field line is not real high. There's no bleachers, so the sun will come through. And you're right, Michael. You could get leading off first base, and you're afraid to take your eye off the pitcher. You can't see.
1-1 on Hicks. Hicks had that big double in the 8th inning last night, and really created a run by himself, and he's been on a good run right now. He's slugging .689 since June 1st. Batting third tonight. 2-1. Yankees have beaten the Indians 7 times in the last 7 games. Those fans are battling the sun we were talking about. The last 3 in the playoffs last year. The 3 at Yankee Stadium in May, and then last night. And it took something off that. 2-2 as Hicks way out in front.
That's what I'm talking about here, Michael. There's a break in the stands, and that's why the sunlight comes through there as it goes down, and that's right in the eye of the first baseman.
Foul back.
Boy, it's kind of sad out there at Quickens Arena right behind us, huh?
Yeah, I think it's going to be somewhat more quiet than it's been the last 4 years.
There might not be a win there this year. Who knows?
Two. So Quicken Loans loss is the Staples Center's game.
Yeah, we were talking about LeBron James, and it's funny how I was driving through downtown today to come to the ballpark, and everybody in the city is like, we're not mad at him this time, you know, and it's just, you know, they kind of expected it. I think they respected what he did for this organization, and now it's over.
Well, he got him a championship. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. That's an impressive first inning for Shane Bieber as the Yankees go down in order 1-2-3. Yankees nothing, and the Indians coming back. Domingo Germán. Francisco Lindor, the shortstop, leads off. Batting second, and in left field, Michael Brantley. Jose Ramirez, the third baseman, hits third. Cleaning up the DH, Edwin Encarnacion. Yonder Alonso at first base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Jason Kipnis. Tyler Naquin is in right field. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth, the catcher, Yan Gomes. And Greg Allen is in center field, and he is going to bat ninth. On the mound for the Yankees, Domingo Germán. This will be his 12th start, 18th game, 2-4, 5.06, 86 strikeouts at 74 2/3. And Paul, he has swing and miss stuff.
No doubt about it. I think every once in a while he tries to be too perfect, as good as his stuff is. But again, he's a young pitcher. You're going to go through some growing pains, and that's a little inconsistency. Right now, that's what he has. But when he is good, he's really good. He's given up a lot of home runs. He's given up a lot of walks, a lot of runs. But when he's on, he's as good as anybody in the rotation.
Now, speaking of on, that's Francisco Lindor. He digs in against Germán. Pitches high. Starts him off a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Lindor going to the All-Star game. 297, 25 homers, 62 ribbies. 1-1.
Look at this guy. I mean, he had 33 home runs last year, and his size, you would think, you know, a nice little slap hitter, great defensive player, absolutely phenomenal shortstop. But 33 home runs last year, 25 so far, generates a lot of power.
2-1. He's tied for third in home runs, tied for seventh in ribbies, first in runs in the American League, fifth in slugging. He's a leadoff shortstop. It's funny, Paul, in basketball now, the new catchphrase is positionless offense. Baseball is kind of positionless now. You can have a slugger as your shortstop leading off. 3-1. Boy, he does not get cheated. 3-2.
Where you see those home runs come from, but you know, one of the top shortstops in the game, no doubt about it. And you saw him in the playoffs last year, just really come of age. What an experience to watch him grow up that quick.
And he walks. So he leads the American League with 83 runs scored, and now he's on first base. Let's check out the Yankee defense, which is presented, as always, by our good friends at Geico. In the outfield, you've got Gardner in left, Hicks in center, and Stanton over in right. In the infield, it's Andujar, Wade, Walker, and Bird. Third and first. Higashioka is behind the plate, and Germán is on the mound. Here is Brantley. Now Brantley overall hitting .306, so he's having a real good year. He hits .345 at home. And if you see the splits on this team, we talked about it yesterday, they're a lot better offensively by 2 runs per game at home than they are on the road. And this is a legitimately good hitting team. And Al Leiter brought this up yesterday, Paul. He said that when he pitched for the Blue Jays, they always felt that something fishy was going on here with signs.
It was always talked about here because there were players that were really good at it looking back. And he had Albert Bell and Sandy Alomar Jr. and Roberto Alomar. Those guys were always noted as guys that could pick up certain nuances from pitchers to guess what was coming and tipping pitches. And I figured I had enough to worry about just going to the plate, Michael, to worry about the rest of that stuff.
A lot of cameras out there. You never know. And, you know, one of the big stories today was that Severino was wondering if he was tipping pitches last night. And they're going to look into it and see if he was. But, you know, he's had 20 starts this year. The Yankees are 18-2, so he's not tipping that much. That one gets away from Bird, but not too far.
Yeah, Lindor over there, you watch him, was really leaning. Severino last night.
Ryan Rucco's with us tonight. And Ryan, what was going on with that story about tipping pitches?
Well, you know, Severino sort of alluded to it at first last night, saying it was alarming to him that he had just one strikeout through 5 innings because he felt he made some good pitches.
Runner goes, pitch is fouled away.
And so I followed up saying, well, do you think you were tipping pitches? And he said he wanted to look at the video and see, because he felt like there were some high quality pitches that they didn't flinch at. I talked with Larry Rothschild about it today, and he said anytime there are pitches where he feels like it's a good, sharp pitch and he doesn't see hitters react, or he sees them react like they were expecting it, he always goes back and reviews it, and that's what he was going to do with Severino's start as well.
2-1.
Now Boone kind of downplayed it a bit, saying that's just sort of part of the standard procedure. Anytime we feel like a guy has some good stuff and isn't getting the results he normally does. Did not necessarily think there was anything funky going on with Severino's start last night, but they all were at least willing to examine it a little bit more as part of the protocol when they see a start like Severino had.
Well, it does raise your antenna a bit, Paul. He pitched 5 innings. He gave up more home runs than he had strikeouts. That's, you know, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Runner goes. Throw to second. And it gets by, but backing up is Walker, and a stolen base for Lindor.
I think he kind of short hops, waited second base, but you know, Lindor, you could tell he was leaning pretty much the whole at bat. He was taking his chances to get out there. Good jump. Look back and really had a chance with a great throw, but it's kind of an in-between hop.
Three and 2 on Brantley. Breaking ball, check swing. Brantley walks, so 2 straight walks by Herman, and he's quickly in trouble with the outstanding Jose Ramirez coming up.
Well, not where you want to be as a young pitcher, and both walks have been on off-speed stuff. I mean, he's not challenged either hitter in 3-2. That's what we were talking about in the pregame, Michael. I think that he tries to be too perfect at times, and right now, you know, you've got to trust your good sinking fastball. Hope you get a ground ball to try to get you out of this inning. You got to try to limit damage. You know, you get a double play here and possibly get out of the inning, or maybe just give up one. So it's kind of a vote of confidence. He's had some struggles the first couple innings every start.
Here's Ramirez, 6 hits in his last 11 at-bats. And there's a strike. Yesterday he hit his 28th home run. That's the most home runs any Indian player has ever had before the All-Star break. And he's very good with runners in scoring position, hitting .318, .296 overall. Count 0-2.
I mean, there's 2 quality pitches, 96, and then, you know, a good off-speed pitch. And so it kind of raises your eyebrows, like, how can he not string together 10, 12 in a row, you know, where he can make these innings much easier.
Bounced up there, gets away from Higashioka, and both runners advance.
Really no chance for Higgy here. This almost hits on the grass. I mean, just lawn darted in there. Watch, just in between, just stand up, try to block it, and hope for the best.
Herman, a 7.36 first inning ERA. 5.06 overall, and he's in danger of giving up a couple right here. Second and third, nobody out. The number 3 hitter at the plate. Hit sharply to Bird. He'll take the out at first. Scoring is Lindor. Brantley moves to third, and it's 1-0 Indians.
If you're Herman, you're probably looking at yourself, well, I've already given up a run, but you also got a big out, and now you kind of dig in and you try to save that run. Again, he got ahead in the count, and that's what he needs to do with the stuff he has. And we talked about his swing and miss ratio. That only increases by being ahead in the count.
Yankees bring the infield in for Encarnacion. And a strike.
See, Encarnacion, you could tell as a hitter when you're trying to adjust your eyes and things like that, that you're having trouble seeing the baseball.
One and one. Laid off that pitch, a check swing. Hickok said he did not go. Good off-speed pitch, 2-2.
See some of these off speeds for strikes, bad swings, and again it comes back to not being able to see the ball really well at this time.
Just missed. Another check swing. I guess the sun was not as strong yesterday, Paul, because the game started at the same time. This was not an issue whatsoever. It's still a nice day, but the sun not dealing at all with any clouds today. They're winning that battle. This is the third full count and 4 batters for Herman. Swing and a miss. Got him. Big strikeout of Encarnacion, 2-away.
Again, going to the off-speed pitch, 3-2, but he got a good break there because Encarnacion just was not able to see the ball well, and you could just tell, kind of guessing fastball, swings at a ball outside the zone. So while as a pitcher, you've got to trust that the hitters will leave. You can see his reaction, just can't see.
Here's Yonder Alonso as the infield backs up, and there's a strike.
Again, this, I mean, it's a huge strikeout. You got the ability to get an out here, only give up a run. You've already used up 24, 25 pitches, even if you get out of this now.
Through the history of baseball, pitchers struggle in the first inning. Great pitchers struggle in the first inning. The Rockies this year were getting hammered in the first inning, where they actually had an organizational meeting to come with different ways to deal with it, and they've actually lowered first inning ERA. It's a problem. Higashioka didn't know where that was, but it was right in front of him. One, 2-2. Bottom of the first inning, just underway here in Cleveland, and the Indians lead the Yankees 1-0. Herman now has allowed 11 runs in the first inning. That's over 12 starts. Strike three. Alonso down looking. All in all, not a bad ending for Herman. He gives up 1 run, the 2 walks, and 1 man left. 1-0 Indians. We go to the second. Question: aside from the Yankees, which team currently holding an American League playoff spot do you think is the best and why? Nick Kehoe, 37, said the Astros. They have a solid player at each position. The experience from last year and the great pitching staff can lead them to another good playoff run. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Camry Hybrid. Keep the conversation going. Yeah, they're a very good team. 62-34. But they just sent Ken Giles down to AAA. Stanton rockets one to left field, but right there is Brantley. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second. There was a stat today, Paul, that this is the first time 3 teams have been 61-31 or better after 92 games since 1886 in the same league. 3 teams having a better record than 61-31. Pretty amazing. The Yankees right now are 61-31, as we mentioned. And they're on pace for 107 wins. But unfortunately, the Red Sox are on a better pace.
Yeah, the Red Sox are at the peak right now. They won, what, 13 in a row or something like that?
10 in a row.
10 in a row. I mean, they're going to lose some games, and they're going to go through another stretch. The Yankees have to realize that they're taking care of business, too, and to stick with it.
Ground ball by Bird to Kipnis. 2 away.
Batting 6 for New York. The third baseman, number 41, Miguel Andujar.
That's going to bring up Miguel Andujar. You know, so many rumors, trade rumors, and keep hearing the name Manny Machado. And Aaron Boone was asked about it yesterday. He said, do you address this with your team? He said, no. He said, it's part of the business. It's what happens at this time of year. He goes, don't even bring it up.
Well, Bieber right on part of the scouting report. You see he uses every pitch and every count, but he throws them all for strikes. He had some crazy amount of strikeouts to walk ratio in the minor leagues. 200 and some strikeouts to like 12 walks or something. I mean, it's just kind of unheard of, but great stuff.
Well, he said, Paul, if you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me. I'm not going to hurt myself, which means I'm not going to walk people. Base hit through the left side of the infield for Andujar.
And Andujar's so quick inside, able to turn on that fastball even after a couple off-speed pitches before. See those hips just fire open, and the bat head goes straight to the ball, and it just makes it extremely hard to get inside on him.
Yankees first base runner. Here's Neil Walker. Yankees trail 1-0. We're in the second inning. One and 0 on Walker. It's really hard to understand, you know, the phrase you'd always hear about Neil Walker, professional hitter. Always gave you a good at bat. Just doesn't seem right that this deep into the season he's at 194. And yeah, his playing time has been somewhat truncated, but even when he gets a run, he's not getting the hits at the level that and at the percentage that you think he would.
You're going to look at a lot of organizations and knowing that, you know, guys don't have jobs and they kind of miss spring training and this and that, that, you know, you're seeing the type of years. It's kind of an uphill battle. A lot of these guys that weren't signed till late not having great years.
You know, the old joke is that spring training is as long as it is because of the pitchers, but hitters needed bats. Yankees in the first base dugout dealing with the sun we spoke about earlier. Aaron Hicks has found some shade. Two and two. Bieber is 23 years old from Laguna Hills, California. 4th round pick in 2016 by the Indians out of UC Santa Barbara. Made his major league debut at Minnesota on his 23rd birthday, May 31st. Went 5 2/3, 4 runs, did not get a decision. Then he won his next 4 starts. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Walker down on strikes. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the second. for one of the hottest collectibles of the season. It's CC Sabathia Bobblehead Night, the third in the 2018 Collectible Series presented by AT&T for the first 18,000 guests in attendance. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. So CC has made it to his old field here at Progressive Field.
See, laying in the weeds there, getting ready.
Well, he was something else here with the Indians. At times unhittable.
I'll tell you what, I remember facing CC Sabathia here. He's one of the few pitchers still out there chucking it that I face, and he was kind of an uncomfortable at bat. A little wild, but threw hard.
He's going to start tomorrow for the Yankees. Penultimate game of the first half of the season. Kipnis with a ground ball over to Walker. One away. CC put up great numbers with the Indians, 106 and 71 and 237 starts, 3.83 ERA, struck out 7.4 per 9 innings. Opponents at 247 against him. He won the Cy Young in 07 with a 19 and 7 record, 3.21 ERA, through 241 innings. He's always been a workhorse. Wants the ball. He was traded by Cleveland to Milwaukee from Milwaukee's stretch run, got them into the playoffs, pitching on short rest the last 3 starts, and then became a free agent and ended up signing with the Yankees, one of their best free agent signings. Fouled away. But I think when it's all said and done, the championship is going to be big for him in 2009. All the great names he keeps passing on lists, but his collaboration with Ryan Ruocco, the R2C2 podcast, that will be the thing that resonates
Takes
with
him
him
over the
forever.
edge.
Yeah.
You know what? I think CC would agree, Michael, and I'm glad you see it this way, too.
Well, it didn't take you long to grab that mic on that one, did it?
That pass to diving Wade, and into left field, the base hit. Naquin picks up a single. On Yesmo, this is Fast, brought to you by your Tri-State Mercedes-Benz dealers.
Ball hit hard. Wade kind of took a stab at it. Ball came up.
Here's Yan Gomes. One and 0. Top of the second inning, and the Blue Jays lead the Red Sox 2-1. As we mentioned, Red Sox have a 10-game winning streak. Good pitch, dropped in there for a strike, 1-1.
See Herman really thinking and calling his own game at this point. Shook off twice to get to that changeup. A lot of young pitchers just basically throw what they the catcher puts down, but not in this case. He's shaking off a lot. Back to the changeup.
Two and 1. Bottom of the second inning, it's 1-0 Indians. Indians 50 and 42. It seems somewhat pedestrian, but in the American League Central, it's not. No other team is near over 500. High fly ball, left field. Going back, Gardner on the track, at the wall. He can't make the play. It bounces off the top of that wall. Backing up is Hicks. Here comes Naquin. He's trying to score. He will. It's an RBI double for Gomes. It's 2-0 Indians.
Ball up in the strike zone. Gomes shoots it out to left with the high left field wall. Brett Gardner gets to the wall. So he would have been able to catch this hanging off-speed pitch. It actually hits the top of the padding there between the scoreboard and the wall. It scores easily. He's going to hear it tomorrow about no vertical, but got to the wall, made a good play on it, just missed it.
Here's Greg Allen. You've told me this before, Paul. Sometimes if you get too close to the wall, it stops your ability to go up.
Yeah, you really got to time things well. And again, sometimes when you get too close, you're right, Michael, you kind of hit your shoulder as you're going up in a high field wall. But they, they're padding, and then there's the scoreboard.
Grounded second base, Walker to Bird, and moving to third is Gomes.
Back at Gomes at bat, and to me, you look back, he threw 3 changeups in the same count, and it's just sooner or later you're going to miss up. And as a hitter, if you've seen that pitch 3 times, you're going to start to look for it and just see it a little bit better. Too good a fastball for him to feature 3 changeups in 1 count.
Here's Lindor, runner at third, 2 outs. Not a good ratio there. 40 pitches, 20 balls, 20 strikes.
Other than the Ramirez at bat in the first inning, he's been behind every single batter, and it makes it tough.
2-0.
The Indians are a high-scoring team. You talked about them. I mean, they average over 6 runs a game here at home. So to pitch behind, you're asking for trouble.
Two and one.
Good change up there, but again, he's really featuring a lot of off-speed stuff to some good hitters that are going to start to look for these pitches.
On the backhand, caught by Higashioka. It's a tough lineup. Let's say you walk Lindor, now you have to deal with Brantley. Then Ramirez, then Encarnacion. This is a tough one for a pitcher. And he walks Lindor for the 2nd time tonight. Both of these teams can hit. And this tells you how well they hit. Yankees are 2nd in the major leagues with a 5.23 runs per game, and that's behind the Red Sox. And the Indians are 3rd, 5.13. Yankees are 1st in home runs, and the Indians are 3rd. So big time bats indeed, and a trip to the mound by Larry Rothschild. Right now, the Indians have a 7.5 game lead over Minnesota. Minnesota is expected to be a seller at the trade deadline, but they beat Blake Snell of the Rays yesterday, and they gained a game on the Indians. So let's just play the dream game. Let's say the Yankees sweep this series and they sweep Tampa Bay. All of a sudden, are you a seller? At the trade deadline, you're 4.5 games out. And remember, Minnesota last year thought it was a seller, sold off, and then got hot, and then bought. And they ended up making the wild card.
I mean, went and got Garcia.
Yep.
And then ended up trading him, and then they got back in it.
Yep. And they traded their closer. And then they got back in it. Brantley fouls it away. Eovaldi goes for Tampa Bay tonight. Jay Odorizzi for the Twins. That one is going to be trouble. It's in the right center field. It splits the outfielders and it goes to the wall. Gomes scores. Lindor motoring around third. Here's the throw. He scores. It's a 2-run double for Brantley, and it's 4-0 Indians.
You can almost see the writing on the wall, pitching from behind against good hitters that are used to scoring a lot of runs at home. And another ball up in the strike zone and just hammered to right center field. And you're right, Michael, absolutely split the two outfielders. Lindor, boy, I tell you what, he was off to the races. Good relay, but no chance.
Here's Ramirez, picked up an RBI ground out in the first inning. Could not hold up on that pitch. 0-1. One and one. No action in the Yankee bullpen. .28 games against the Yankees. Look what Ramirez has done. .355. 5 homers and 15 ribbies. He just does not have command of anything. 3-1.
Looks like he's, he feels better with his off-speed stuff. Kind of overthrown his fastball and has not been able to pitch ahead at all. Harry Rothschild, Aaron Boone thinking, oh, this is going to be one of those nights, huh?
That's a great pick by Higashioka. And it's ball 4 to Ramirez. And now the dangerous Encarnacion. It's really a tough call for a manager and a pitching coach. Do you want to give up on the game and let him just battle through 5 innings, or do you want to burn out your bullpen, getting 7+ innings out of them?
Yeah, you're at a point now where you can see kind of the end of the finish line because you have the All-Star break coming up. So you can extend your bullpen a little bit because after Sunday you've got a break. But again, you want the learning process to continue. You want Herman to find himself. You're not always going to have your best stuff.
And the one caveat that you have here, it's got to be in the back of your mind. Red Sox never lose. You don't want to give away games. But it's hard to get 22 outs out of the bullpen. 1-1.
One of the few times he's actually gone back-to-back fastballs, and he said here he has such good stuff that he just needs to find that strike zone and trust that guys are going to hit ground balls and a lot of swings and misses.
2-1. He's even trying to take something off the fastball. That was 93. He can throw as high as 96, and he just can't find the zone with it. So Chasen Shreve begins the throw. There's a strike. Encarnacion struck out in the first inning. He's got first and second with 2 men out here in the second. Indians scored a run in the first, and they have 3 in this inning with 2 on. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it. But the Indians get 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 men left on base. Runs per game, hitting .322 as a team, 9 home runs, and .364 with runners in scoring position. So Aaron Boone wants more of that as they are looking at a 4-0 deficit after just 2 innings. It'll be 8-9-1 in the Yankees order against Shane Bieber, Higashioka, Wade, and Gardner. Higashioka's first 3 big league hits, all left the yard. 3 home runs, 4 ribbies, hitting .208. And a strike. On the NFL Experience scoreboard, it's 4-0 Indians. So quickly ahead of Higashioka, 0-2.
Well, the game looks a lot easier when you pitch ahead, huh, Mike? Boom, boom, strike, strike, boom. You see the batters are always like a defense mode.
Fly ball, shallow right. Naquin calls off Kipnis, 1 away.
Batting 9 for New York, number 12, shortstop, Tyler Wade.
May 25th of this year at AAA Columbus, the AAA affiliate of the Indians. Bieber pitched a rain-shortened 7-inning no-hitter at Gwinnett, and that earned him a call-up to the big leagues. And Gwinnett is a AAA affiliate of the Braves, who, according to Baseball America, have the #1 farm system in the game, and the Yankees are #2.
I just learned that last series, Michael.
That's right.
Closest minor league city to the major league teams, like 30 miles away. That's my history lesson.
Love it.
Last series, right?
Now, I've got some info that I got on you.
Uh-oh.
A former teammate of yours, Hal Morris.
Hal Morris.
Okay.
Yeah, name from the past, yeah.
I was reading the website The Athletic, and they did a Q&A with Hal Morris. And what they did was, he played on a lot of clubs throughout his career.
Yeah,
and
including the Yankees.
Right. He started there. And they put names in the hat, and they drew them out, and he would talk about teammates.
Oh, okay.
So your name got pulled out of the hat.
Right.
Called you a gentleman.
See that?
B, one of the best athletes I've ever seen. He said, when I was on the Reds, he would routinely beat Cincinnati tennis pros at tennis. Routinely. And then this is the thing that jumped out, and I said, when I see Paul, I've got to ask him. He said, can't do it now. He said, but we used to play basketball, pick up basketball. He goes, if Paul O'Neill wanted to, he could have played in the NBA and been a star.
Boy, it's so easy to say now. See, you fool a few of them along the way, Michael. Huh?
You fooled Hal Morris. Tyler Wade swings and misses. Could have played in the NBA and could have been a star.
Wow. That's really pushing it.
Wow. So let's see, your age, you'd have been going up against Magic and Bird and
bad ankles and knees this time too.
gentleman was what he kept saying. Here's Brett Gardner. He said his favorite memory of you, though, he said you walk into the Reds clubhouse and O'Neill and Sabo had lockers together, and they both had like high-pitched voices, and O'Neill would go, "I'm the worst player in the game," and Sabo would go, "You are."
You know, what I remember of those two lockers is the one next to it. I walked out one night, Lou Piniella and Dibble were going at it in the locker. That's what I remember, that third locker.
(1-1), and you take a look at Hal Morris's numbers. He was good at major league player. He could hit.
He was a hitter. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He knew how to hit. He's with the Angels now or something. He's with an organization in baseball.
Grounded to first, backing up is Alonso. He makes the play, and the Yankees go down in order 1-2-3. We're going to go to the bottom of the third inning here in Cleveland. It's 4-0 Indians. What a week it was. Last 7 games, 9 for 29. That's good for 310. 4 home runs, 10 ribbies, and 7 runs scored. Now, when O'Neill used to have a week like that, and I talked to him, he said I'd be jinxing him. You talked a lot to Brett Gardner today, Ryan. Did he get in your face to say, now you're going to jinx me?
Gratefully, he did not pull a Paul O'Neill. I'm just grateful I didn't have to cover Paul in those days. I can only imagine.
Gentlemen, remember, gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
No, but, you know, one of the things I talked with Aaron Boone and Brett about, Michael, was that Gardner seems to have a knack for coming up with those tide-turning big hits. And he said for him, really, it's just about taking that same approach. He loves where he hits in the lineup, and he just always tries to make it a tough at bat. And that's exactly what Aaron Boone talked about as well. The comfort that he has with Gardner up in a big spot, because he knows regardless of the quality of pitching or the situation, Gardner is going to have a quality at bat, even if it doesn't get results.
Alonso goes down on strikes as he could not hold up. Now, to piggyback on what Ryan just said, Paul, and you could speak better than this, Aaron Boone said last week, he said, broadcasting games, playing against him, I said, I like that guy. I like the way he plays. He said, managing him, he's one of the favorite players I've ever seen in my life. The way he prepares, the way it means so much to him, the way every at-bat is a grind and a battle. I mean, players notice that.
Well, we're in the spot. I mean, his at-bat in the playoffs last year, that's one of the best at-bats I've ever seen in the major leagues. Remember?
Was that the one that he hit the home run?
No, he fouled off like 15 pitches or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a quality at-bat in a tough situation. And, you know, Brett Gardner, obviously the longest tenured player here, so he's a leader in that respect. But you know, he has a lot of respect for in that locker room from younger players.
Boone jokingly said he is a tough son of a gun. High fly ball off the bat of Kipnis. Going back is Stanton, and he makes the play for the second out. Now, I've been given information, Paul, from our very own Jack Curry, and he said that you were all-state in hoops as a senior in high school. But then he said to ask you about what was it like going up against Sam Cherry in practice.
Boy, that's really going. Sam was our center. Herbie Williams was in our city league. Grantville Waiters.
Really?
You know, you're in Ohio now, man. This is where you play basketball. You talk about memories. I just watched Stanton go back on that ball, and all of a sudden I had a flashback. Alomar just went into the stands off of Mariano, and I remember watching the replay. I threw my glove down like a 10-year-old.
That was one tough loss.
Oh,
that was game 4, and then you guys lost in game 5. 97.
That guy can play a little bit too.
Gleyber Torres still on the DL. Foul back. Talked about the Red Sox. They're down 3-1. You just blinked, they're up 6-3.
Yeah, their offense right now is clicking. Everything they do is good. But again, I mean, they're going through one of the best streaks they've had all year. Whether it's the All-Star break that'll stop it or whatever, it will. I mean, they're not going to win every game the rest of the year. You got to realize if you're the Yankees, you know, you get a number in mind. If we're on pace to win 107 or whatever, you know, let's win that 107. Let's see what happens then.
Last team to beat them was the Yankees on Sunday night, and they took 2 out of 3, and the Red Sox haven't lost since that series.
What the last 6 out of 10 games is starting to look like it's really going to mean something come late September.
Last 3 games of the year at Fenway Park, Yankees Red Sox.
It's like the old times.
Yep.
It can mean a lot, right?
No one wants to go in as the wild card. You want to win the division. One and 2. 2-2 on Naquin. Swing and a miss. So a nice bounce back inning for Herman as he retires the Indians in order 1-2-3. 1997. Paul talked about it.
Turn it off.
Now you're going to get angry, and you did. where he hits the ball on StatCast powered by AWS. So obviously he pulls it most of the time.
He hits a lot of them out here too, Michael. That's not quite on the radar.
Those are the last 100 batted balls under 200 feet. So yeah, he hits the right field a lot in the air, but on the ground. 1-0. One and one. We're in the fourth inning, and it's 4-0 Indians. And that's on the Audi scoreboard. Indians with 3 hits, Yankees just with 1, a single by Andujar in the second.
Get the feeling like the Yankees have been up to bat like 5 minutes, and the Indians have been up for like an hour.
Make quick work of them, that's for sure. Strike 3. Judge down looking.
Well, folks, if you look at what happened there, that's what you call pitching backwards. A lot of off-speed stuff early, and then sneak a fastball in there to freeze a power hitter up late. Right there after a couple breaking balls, boom, just a quick fastball, kind of a quick pitch, and as it just freezes you as a hitter.
Hicks takes outside. 1-0. Aaron struck out in the first inning. One and one.
You see Aaron Hicks's reaction to that, and he really, to me, probably has the best sight on where the strike zone is. That ball just off the corner, got the call, but he knew it.
Foul off of Gomes, who angrily kicked the ball away.
Just instead of picking it up and tossing it, just kick it.
Shift is on for Hicks. 3 infielders on the right side. Great ratio, 32 strikes, 14 balls. 46 pitches for Bieber. Just missed inside.
You see Bieber, when he does miss, it's in off the plate. That's that pitch where you try to backdoor to the inside corner, but if you miss out over the plate, it gets hammered.
And he worked a walk. Well, that's unusual for Bieber. First walk of the game. And that'll bring up Stanton. How about the Blue Jays coming back to tie the Red Sox 6-6 as they knock around Rick Porcello top of the third inning.
You scoreboard watching, Mike?
Always.
Brings you back to your childhood when you want to know what everybody else is doing.
Absolutely. That's what you play for.
It seems like a pretty good matchup for Stanton because Bieber really can't overpower him inside. With that closed stance, he can stay out over the plate. Look for something to drive, from gap to gap.
Now, speaking of scoreboard watching, Paul, Book Shambi of ESPN, one of the best play-by-play guys in the business, he's doing a game on ESPN radio, and he's watching another game on his phone. And he just started calling the play-by-play of the game on his phone.
I like it. That's just called zoning out, man.
Locking in, but the wrong way. And he's the one who tweeted that out. He said, "How,
Sorry.
How about me? I just did this." 2-1 on Stanton. Fly ball to left in the second. So 1 man on, 1 man out. Yankees down 4-0. Now the Blue Jays lead 8-6. Top of the 3rd inning.
Go ahead and do the play-by-play, Michael.
I don't have it on the phone. I don't have it on the phone.
Big pitch right here. Stan's got to look out over the plate. Bieber, chances are, is not going to walk 2 consecutive hitters.
Grounded to short. Can they turn 2? There's 1. And there's 2. So he gets the double play ground ball to end the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 4-0 Indians. All summer with one player taking home $1 million guaranteed. Now let's see if Herman can follow up the 3rd inning as we go to the 4th. Pitch 1-2-3 in the 3rd. First 1-2-3 inning. Audi scoreboard 4-0 Indians over the Yanks. One and one.
I saw that quick shot of Cleveland, Ohio, in that kind of awkward building, which is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Neat place to spend a day when you're here. You've been there, right, Mike?
I have been there, and I might go again tomorrow because tomorrow's game is actually on Fox.
Right. There it is. Pretty cool stuff. I've been in there numerous times. I mean, you would look for things to do during the day. You know, your 3rd round of a city. We used to come to Cleveland 2 or 3 times a year.
This year, your buddy got inducted, John Bon Jovi.
Yeah, they were recipient. I mean, that well deserved. They're fun.
You have to say that because Neville's a big Bon Jovi.
Oh, is she?
The last 5 outs, Paul, 4 of them strikeouts. So what's he found?
All of a sudden, I think he got mad and got relaxed after he gave up the 4th run. All of a sudden, he seems to be a little more, a little closer to the strike zone. Has really gone with the breaking ball stuff tonight, though. It has stayed away from his fastball. I don't think he's found a good spot where he can throw it. And you're right, Michael. He is down 93, 94 instead of the 96.
1-2. He's working ahead of batters as well. And that makes a big difference. Grounded to first. Bird is there. 2 away.
We see right now if he really has righted the ship, because Lindor, he's not been able to throw strikes 2 all night. A couple walks.
Lindor swings at the first pitch and skies it to deep left. Going back is Gardner, still back, and he'll make the play on the track for the final out. 7 in a row retired by Herman. Now the Yankee offense will look to kick it in. 4-0 Indians. In the East, Yankees 2 games back in the loss column, 3.5 in the standings. The Rays 17 back. Here's Greg Bird against Shane Bieber. GMC scoreboard 4-0 Indians over the Yanks. 1-0. One. Two one. Interesting note about Bieber. Told you he was a 4th-round pick out of UC Santa Barbara. He had a walk-on to the team. Then he became their ace. Led them to their first College World Series in school history.
If you're going to walk on, you walk on like a Santa Barbara. You don't go up to Milwaukee or something, man.
There's the bio on Bieber. Considered the 5th-ranked Indians prospect by Baseball America. Line drive, a base hit down the right field line. Kicks off against the sidewall. Bird is going for 2. The throw is way wide. It's a leadoff double for Greg Bird. And we go back to our own little birdie, Bob Lorenz.
Stepping in now for the Yankees, the third baseman, Miguel Andujar.
Bob, you know I can't tweet during the game. It's not allowed anymore. But we'll hear from Bob and Jack and Ryan a little bit later on. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Runner at second. Leadoff double by Bird.
You guys like talk together during the day just to throw these little things
Yeah,
back and forth?
we work on our ad-libs.
There you go.
Here's Andujar. Just missed getting plunked. Very quickly, that double by Bird. He'd been lost since he came out the DL. What's he doing differently now?
Well, he's straight to the ball now. He's not around it. He's, you know, he's driving the ball a little bit more. He's not rolling over on ground balls. And when you stay through the ball, you know, you're going to hit the ball harder. Greg Bird's a great hitter. He's not a really good hitter. He could be a great hitter. And it's just a matter of time. But, you know, he's a tall guy, so he can make some mistakes. He can get a little bit long. So it's going to be something that he, you know, has to continue to be short to the ball. But he could be a big force in this lineup.
Last 14 games, including this one, Paul, he's 12 for 44 with 4 homers and 15 ribbies. 3-0 on Andujar. And let's take a look at Bird's swing on that double.
You see, he's not around the ball there. It's just straight through it, and it's much quicker. And, you know, quick. You're talking about getting to the ball and coming around it. It just slows your bat down so much. And right now he's quick and he's able to handle a lot of those pitches. That was a breaking ball they handled. And Andujar takes ball 4.
And that'll bring out Carl Willis, the pitching coach, to talk with Bieber. Take another look at Bird from a different angle. See exactly what he's doing.
You're going to see a beautiful swing, and you see not really a loop there. See how kind of just it's a straight path. And that straight path is through the ball. That allows him to kind of elevate and extend.
So why don't you give us a Jeep Hitter scouting report on Bird, Paul?
Well, we talked about it. He is driving the ball a lot more. First 26 games, only 55% of more in the air. And over the last 13 games, Michael, you were talking about his numbers. 85% plus have been in the air. And he's driving them in. 6 hits in his last 10 at bats with runners in scoring position. 15 RBIs in 13 games. And we talked about Scary thought, well, what this offense could be if you could stick a power hitter from the left side in between Judge and Stanton.
And that was the original plan. So that's how highly the Yankees think about Greg Bird. Here's Neil Walker after the conference at the mound. Sky, left field and deep. Going back Brantley. Turning, looking. He's going to have to play it off the wall. Bird will round third. He'll score. Walker's going for 2. He's in there with an RBI double. Yankees are on the board. It's 4-1 Indians.
Well, good job by Neil Walker taking the ball away and just driving it that way. Good reads as far as scoring runs, knowing that this ball is going to be off the top of the wall. Stand closed there and don't try to pull that ball. Easily drives it off the wall. Again, just watch the path, nothing around it, just threw the ball and not trying to pull it.
A ground ball could get a run in as the Indians playing the infield back. Second and third, nobody out. Here is Higashioka. Certainly a ground ball to second or short. You'd have to have a decision made if it's a ground ball to third.
Yeah, this is a position where Higgy, I mean, being a pull hitter, he really wants to try to launch stuff where, you know, this is well suited to kind of keep their hands inside and make sure you get Andujar in from third base, push the ball the other way. It's all about getting back in this game with runs now.
And that one gets past Gomes. Andujar scores. Moving to third is Walker. And the Yankees now down 4-2.
These are also lessons for Herman that, you know, you battle, keep it close, and your offense has the ability to get back in this game quick. You're a pitch away from being in a one-run game right there. Ball gets by. Good read by Andujar.
Wild pitch. Infield still back, which is somewhat curious. 1-2. Wouldn't you bring it in now, Paul, with 2 strikes?
Well, you would think. Terry Francona is deciding to keep the corners in. Anything up the middle, he's going to give that run up. Also has to realize that, you know, his offense, he doesn't feel like it's finished either. He's got an opportunity to throw up some more.
And Higashioka swings and misses. 1 away. Big strikeout for Bieber.
Yeah, a couple pitches in that sequence had an opportunity to, you know, just kind of stay back and to like use right center field, and everything is kind of in the pull mode, and that allows Bieber to really work this. And you see that, you know, the disparity in the numbers at the time that you see Bieber.
And here's Tyler Wade again, short and second. They're back. Fouled away.
That ball just got fouled and it bounced, right? I think that ball bounced before he fouled the ball off.
Take a look. A little cricket action.
Yeah, he like that.
By fouling that ball off, he might have saved a wild pitch for the Indians. One and two.
Sevy going back to his shortstop days, and he missed it.
Quick to the ball, but just couldn't hold on.
Going to turn 2, and he forgot the ball.
Two and two. Slow roller up the third base line. It's going to be a base hit for Wade. Runner stays at third. You wanted more like that in your career, didn't you?
Wow. Well, I think that does even things out. Big break for the Yankees right there. Obviously, just to get Wade on base, but also to turn that lineup over. Brett Gardner now is cued right off the end of the bat. And luckily, it stays in the grass where that spin doesn't take it foul. Know about Wade's speed. No chance to throw him out.
Here's Gardner. Now the Indians looking for the double play. 4-2 Indians. 2 runs in for the Yankees. First and third, 1 man out. And a strike from Bieber. McAllister's up. Fly ball. Let's see if it's deep enough. Allen with the catch. Tagging is Walker. Here's the throw. Here's the play. Walker's in there. Ball gets away, and that allows Wade to go to second. It's a sac fly for Gardner, and the Yankees to close it to 1. It's 4-3.
That's why if you're Phil Nevin, you take a chance. A good throw probably has him, but every defensive play, certain things have to happen. And that wasn't, kind of an in-between hop. Play wasn't made. See Allen kind of airmails the cutoff man, and it's an in-between hop. Gomes just not being able to kind of pick it because he's got to get back to the tag. Good job, good time to take a chance, steal a run. Yankees right back in it, Michael, 4-3.
Tying runners at second base. Here is Aaron Judge. Got the fastball by him upstairs. Oh, and 2. The breakdown per inning. First 4 rolling along, but running into problems here in the 5th. High fly ball, left center. Going back is Allen. He's there, makes the play, and that'll do it. But as Paul said, the Yankees get right back in it. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, 1 man left. We're halfway through. 4-3 Cleveland. And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com today. Downtown Cleveland on this Friday night. GMC scoreboard. Indians 4, now Yankees 3. So Herman, who has settled down over the previous 2 innings, now right back in this game. And he'll face the heart of the order, Brantley, Ramirez, and Encarnacion.
Big inning for Herman right here. Try to get through the meat of the order now that you're back in the game at 4-3.
Paul, that last out by Judge, you recorded in your book as an 8. Nothing extraordinary, not a great play. But it was like that close to going up against the scoreboard here.
Ooh. Every once in a while you see a swing that's just right on a pitch and it just doesn't meet squarely. But every time Judge Stanton hit balls like that, you just kind of imagine how far they could have gone.
Did he go? No, he did not. 2-2. Here's the swing we're talking about.
Just everything right, hanging breaking ball just right on it, and just missed it. You see that pitch right there at 95 was supposed to be on the inside corner, ends up almost on the outside corner, so still his control in movement, not being able to locate that fastball because it's running too much.
Grounded up the middle and a base hit. So Brantley has been on base all 3 times, a walk, a 2-run double, now a leadoff single here in the 5th. There's Jose Ramirez. When Herman first got called up, we joked that he looked a little bit like the Orioles' Adam Jones, and Jones seized on that, and when the Orioles played the Yankees, took a picture with him. But now the rumors today, as the trade deadline is approaching, is that there's a chance Adam Jones could end up coming to Cleveland. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. So that could be part of the sell-off for the Orioles. Cleveland certainly is in play. Veteran guy.
You know, Cleveland's in a division that's not making them make any moves in a hurry. I mean, their bullpen, we talked about it, is the worst in the American League. So
worst in baseball.
It's, you know, you got Andrew Miller, who's probably going to be back in August, but, you know, he's had that knee problem the last couple years. So, you know, how much can you really think that he's going to bring back? Hopefully he is what he was, but you know, there has to be something done to their bullpen. Their starters are too good. Their bullpen is, you know, it's their sore point. There's no doubt about it.
Shift is on for Ramirez. 3 infielders on the right side. Ramirez has walked, grounded to first to pick up a ribby.
They're talking about Kluber. He had some knee problems. Actually got a shot in his knees. Not going to pitch in the All-Star game, so they'll set him back a little bit.
Speaking of the All-Star game, as you see, Jonathan Holderup, Aroldis Chapman said today, I'm not pitching in the All-Star game. It's better that I rest my knee. So that allowed Charlie Morton of the Astros to get on the roster. Ryan, you have more on the Chapman decision?
Well, yeah, he said it wasn't easy because it's obviously an honor to go. And also, this is something that he's been dealing with all season and pitching with for a lot of this season. But he said he just felt like it was the smart move if he can get a few days of extended rest. However, it does not affect his availability at all these games.
Now, Ryan, will he go to D.C.?
He's still going to go.
Okay.
Yep, he's still going to go to the All-Star game, and he was still excited to be a part of the festivities. Just thought it was smarter for him to know that he's not going to pitch. But he actually was really happy with how he came through last night. Said didn't feel any pain and felt very good today. So Aaron Boone emphasized as well, Chapman is certainly available tonight and throughout this series.
2-2 count on Ramirez. And that one's hammered to right. It's a base hit. It's going to go into the corner. Brantley is going to third. They are waving him home. The throw is not in time. Moving to third, Ramirez with an RBI and a 5-3 Indians lead.
Now Aaron Boone gave Herman an opportunity, and you know, getting back in the game, that's going to be it. Trying to get through the meat of the order and was not able to do it.
So Boone will go to Holder, and Encarnacion coming up. 5-3 Indians. extra innings post-game coverage. Then Sunday, we've got full coverage of the series finale. It starts at noon with Audi batting practice today right here on Yes. Sabathia against Clevenger tomorrow, and that game will start at 7:15 on Fox. 7:15 on Fox, and then Yankee extra innings post-game coverage. And then on Sunday, the game starts at 1:10. Our coverage starts at noon. It's Tanaka against Bauer. And then 4 days off. Jonathan Holder will take over for Herman. So Herman had retired 7 in a row, but then gave up the single to Brantley, the triple to Ramirez, and Boone went about as far as he could go.
Yeah, he gave him an opportunity. He stuck with him early, got him through the rough zone, but then got right back in the game and was not able to shut the door here in the 5th.
Well, the Yankees will bring the infield in with Ramirez on third. Ramirez picked up his 69th ribby with that triple. Encarnacion had struck out twice against Herman. One and 0. That's the last thing you want, Paul, in the bottom of an inning when your team got you back into it with the 3 runs.
Well, again, it's giving a young kid an opportunity to try to figure out, you know, where he is and what he's ready for. And it was a tough inning to get through. Boy, it would have meant a lot to him. But now you're going to try to limit the damage here and let your offense get you back into the game.
Well, look at the look of utter sadness on his face. Going over pitches in his head, I'm sure. What he could have done better, different. Three and 1 on Encarnacion.
If you look at the way they've pitched Encarnacion all night, it's been breaking ball in a way.
And a walk to Encarnacion. There's Yonder Alonso. His sister is married to Manny Machado. So Alonso and Machado, brothers-in-law. Inside. Last year, Alonso made his first All-Star team, and it was big for him. He's from Miami. The game was in Miami. Signed as a free agent here with the Indians, having a nice year. 257, 13 homers, 52 ribbies. As they had to replace Carlos Santana, who left as a free agent, signed with the Phillies. Strike. And Alonso did not like that call.
You can usually read a hitter's lips, and immediately, nope, that ball's down.
Ripped into right field. It's a base hit in front of Stanton. Scoring easily is Ramirez. Moving to second, Encarnacion. It's an RBI single for Alonso. And it's 6-3 Cleveland.
And Holder not being able to get his breaking ball over, pitching it behind in the count. Guys sitting on pitches. Alonso hammers this ball to right field. See a little hesitation with Alonso. As soon as you hit it as a hitter, you're like, fall, fall, fall. You don't know if it's going to get to the right fielder or not.
Here's Kipnis. Shows bunt, takes outside, 1-0. Two and 0. Holder, who's been so great, has issued a walk and an RBI single. There's a strike on the inside corner. Kipnis thought it was too far inside.
That look has not changed much since we checked in last time, huh, Michael?
Not a bit. Paul, if you're Domingo Germán, you have to do the math. Here's your opportunity.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, you could just take a stranglehold on a major league job and never let go. You're on a great team that can really hit. If you do what you can do with your stuff, you never have to think about going back or not making it.
Yeah, it's, you know, it looks so easy on paper. It's just, you know, it becomes a mind game. You fight yourself a little bit. And, you know, Larry Rothschild, I'm sure, is trying to get into his head to explain how good he can be.
Swing and a miss. Kipnis down on strikes. One away.
Ball just kind of ties him up in the strike zone. See that in Yesmo, brought to you by your Mercedes Tri-State men's dealer.
Here's Naquin. Single, scored a run, struck out. And a strike.
You see Gabe Morales behind the plate. If you're, you know, if you're hitting corners, he's going to give them to you. It's just, you know, when you were erratic early in the game, as Germán was, you're not going to get a lot of calls. All of a sudden, Holder's, you know, finding the edge of that box.
Chop softly to short. Wade has one play. He makes it at first as the runners move up. So this becomes a very big out now.
I was just going to reiterate your fact. I mean, you talk about a big out right here. It's really, you know, your game is basically on the line right here. Base hit puts you down, you know, 5 runs. So you look at Jonathan Holder's ability to get a huge out right here. Give the Yankees a chance.
Bottom of the 5th inning. 6-3 Indians. Second and third, 2 outs. Gomes at the plate. RBI double, run scored, and a strikeout. Encarnacion is at third. Alonso's at second. High fly ball. Deep right center. Hicks is back and he makes the play with his back almost up against the wall. But the Indians scored 2. 3 hits, 2 men left. And we go back to this date, 1934. Babe Ruth hit his 700th career home run against the Tigers at Navin Field in Detroit. And you wonder if he knew he only had 14 left to go.
The Babe.
The Babe.
There's one guy you could see play. Would that be him?
I would like to have seen him play. I'd like to see Gehrig and DiMaggio play. Little Ty Cobb, Jackie Robinson.
Sure. The cool thing about baseball, there's so much history that you know, everything is based on the people before you, but Babe Ruth changed sports. You know, he became the first basic superstar.
I think he made 80 grand, and it was a big deal because it was more money than the president made per year. And he said, I had a better year.
That's right. I like that.
I think now every single player in baseball makes more than the president. I think the president's salary is like 400 grand. The minimum salary in baseball is over 500 grand. Bounced up there. Now on this date, I'm sure this is a day that when you think back on it, Paul, it makes you sad. 2010, George Steinbrenner died at the age of 80.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't do the math there, but yeah, I remember it was just a shock. It was a sad day, no doubt about it.
Because he was someone like larger than life. I know that's a cliche, but you just couldn't imagine him not being around.
It's like you couldn't imagine the Yankees being the Yankees without Mr. Steinbrenner pulling the trigger behind him.
Strike three. Hicks down looking.
Wow. Did you see Bieber laughing? This is because, watch this, we're going to throw this around the horn. But we're going to start in left field. Gomes launched that one right into the left field.
Ball one to Stanton.
Well, kind of like Herman, Bieber has a new lease on life here now that he's been up 3 runs again, where he had let the Yankees kind of creep back in. I think if you're Terry Francona, you go as long as you can with the starters, and you saw it last night with Kluber. Kind of almost afraid to get to that bullpen.
2-2.
He does what he did to Judge and kind of try to go with the hard fastball in after a couple breaking balls. Yep.
That's a nice play by Lindor. Just got Stanton for the second out.
So Judge and Stanton kind of being pitched the same way. A lot of soft stuff early. And fastball in, and Lindor gets him by a step. So when you're looking out over the plate and then that boring fastball in on your hands, just can't quite get to it.
Here's Greg Bird. He started the Yankees 3-run rally in the 5th with a leadoff double. Grounded to Kipnis. And Bieber comes back and works a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 6-3 Indians. Mbappe and France take on Luka Modric and Croatia in the FIFA World Cup final. Coverage begins Sunday at 10 a.m. or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Allen tries to bunt and fouls it off. Also, the third-place match between Belgium and England takes place tomorrow, and coverage will start at 9 a.m. on Fox.
Did you get those names right, Michael?
I think so.
That was my read. I slipped it over to you.
They are spelled phonetically by the promotion department. Walk me through it. Popped up to Andujar, one away. Beautiful night here in Cleveland. Now, this is not the same size ballpark that Paul played in, because they used to sell out all the time. I think it was 455 straight games. And then there was a down time for the Indians where kind of rebuilding, and they didn't get anybody to come here. So what they did was they built those retired number platforms out there, and also put some ads there and cut out many seats. So I think the sellout is about 33,000. Yesterday they had about 31,000 here.
Very nice ballpark. Very nice place to watch a game, to play. Did a good job. No doubt about it.
All right, Cleveland really, I mean, this place, Quicken Loans, and then the new Brown Stadium. So they've got state-of-the-art facilities. This has been a proud franchise. It started in 1901, but they have grabbed just 2 World Series titles. As Lindor swings and misses. And you have an unbelievable memory in this ballpark.
Good memory and a bad memory. It's the problem with being a line drive hitter. That would have tied the game. And then, uh-oh, this would have ended the game.
How did you do that?
Desperation.
I mean, how did you not, like, dislocate everything?
I did hurt a thumb.
Yeah?
Wow, I had a chain around my neck. What happened to that thing?
I don't know. Now, if you guys had won that game and gone to the ALCS, could you have played with that injury?
Yeah, I would imagine, but I do remember waking up the next morning, not only disappointed, but sore. Hurting.
I mean, like, every body part went in a different direction.
You don't think about that when you get thrown out and end out the playoffs, huh?
Can you imagine? I mean, you probably were imagining it about 20 feet from the bag.
Exactly.
And then the next batter was Bernie, right?
Bernie flew out to left center, yeah. You know, when those highlights start looking grainier and grainier, you know that they're old, because they're not even in HD.
Ground ball, first base. Bird fields in a 1-2-3 inning for Holder. When Paul played, they actually had rabbit ears, so no HD TV back then. We'll go to the 7th, 6-3 Indians.
Hats off for heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Welcome back to Cleveland. We go to the 7th inning, second game of this 4-game set. Yankees won last night, 7-4. They trail tonight 6-3 on the Cadillac scoreboard. "11 minutes after 9, and still not nighttime here in Cleveland."
You thought I was lying to you, didn't you?
That's why you live in Ohio. Just get that extra daylight, don't you?
That's right. Get a couple extra holes in before the sun goes down.
Here's a strike to Andujar as we start the 7th. Hit sharply, and a nice grab by Kipnis to get Andujar.
Talking, Michael, as a fielder, you're going over and you're watching the ball, and you know you're going to get an in-between hop. And there's really nothing to do other than get and kind of just react to it. And you see Kipnis kind of reach forward to try to keep the ball in front of him more. It was a good play.
Now, is there something missing today, Paul? Because I just noticed it, and now I'm thinking back to yesterday, and I noticed it yesterday too. Where's the guy with the drum?
He was out there beating it early.
I don't hear it at all.
He's tired. But yeah, I heard it earlier in the game.
Wow, I have not heard. His name's John Adams.
Well, John's getting a little older now. He takes innings off once in a while.
Well, with the analytics, they say he's more effective over
That's
a
right.
season.
Yeah, he bangs the drum slowly now.
There he is.
He's taking a snack.
Well, you just got off an unbelievable line. He bangs the drum slowly.
See that?
Baseball
You're
movie.
teaching me,
Oh my
teaching me
goodness!
these things, you know. It took me 15 years to throw my first one out.
We're told that he drums when the Indians have a runner at second or second and third.
So now he only drums with runners in scoring position.
Right.
Huh?
Wade, slow roller, and that's the only way they make that play. If that gets by Bieber, then Walker is going to beat it out. I said Wade, but Walker would beat it out.
That's a good play by Bieber, getting off the mound. I mean, this wasn't an easy play. He got off, kind of outstretched. It's to look easy at the end, but.
Here is Higashioka. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Fly ball right and a strikeout. Hit sharply to short. Lindor sets and fires in a 1-2-3 inning for Shane Bieber as the Yankees go down in order. Time for the stretch here in Cleveland. 6-3 Indians. 6-6-0 for Cleveland, 3-4-0 for the Yankees. Domingo Germán, as Jack was talking about, 4 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Bieber's done very well, but that 1 inning. Michael Brantley, a 2-run double, and Neil Walker, an RBI double off the left field wall, as the Yankees put a 3 spot on the board in the 5th to close to 4-3. But those 2 runs at the bottom of the 5th just killed the momentum, at least for the moment.
You know, Jack said an interesting point, and it's exactly right, as he was in search mode. Nothing was easy, really no one pitch that he could rely on, and he, you know, just kept searching. He really got away from his fastball and went to a lot of breaking balls because he couldn't pinpoint his fastball. So just a great way of explaining, just, you know, trying to search and figure out a way, but not being comfortable with anything.
Well, Chasen Shreve takes over after a 2-inning outing for Holder. Cadillac scoreboard 6-3. This is the first time that Shreve will pitch as a 28-year-old. Yesterday was his 28th birthday. Oh and 1 to Ramirez. 2 RBIs. 1 for 2 with a walk. Got some more information on the drummer out in left field, who dates back to old Cleveland Stadium, Municipal Stadium. He's been the drummer for the Indians since 1973. This is his 45th season. And Duhar fires and cannot get Ramirez, who beats it out. The old Baltimore chop.
Tough time to start with the Indians in the 70s. When they
Oh,
were really struggling, huh?
You got a lot of rust back then. They didn't get many runners a second. He's getting messages here talking about UNS. I'll tell you what, he looks pretty young for a guy who's been doing this for 45 years. Was he a teenager when he started? Ramirez is a threat to go, 13 of 14 in stolen bases. He is a complete player. And really, if you look at the numbers, he might be the biggest bargain in baseball, Paul. He is in the 2nd year of a 5-year deal that will pay him $26 million for the totality of the deal.
Wow. Yeah, every once in a while organizations get deals, and boy, they got one there.
Indians try to do that with their young players. They try to judge, is this guy going to be good? And then offer them the security early, because you never know if you're going to get hurt. And he grabbed the security, and now he is grossly underpaid. He's one of the best players in the game.
Yeah, numbers wise, for sure.
If you remember that with their previous outstanding team, they did that with Baerga. They did that with
Alomar Jr.
Alomar Jr.
Was Kenny Lofton in that thing?
Kenny
too?
Lofton. They just announced that this crowd, the largest crowd of the season here at Progressive Field, it's 35,008.
Wow, there's no doubt about it. If you look at the statistics around the league, the Yankees draw more than anybody. I mean, people, the fireworks tonight after the game. The Yankees are in town. Get here early. Watch Judge. Watch Stanton take batting practice. I mean, it's there's something going on. Just coming into the ballpark today, you knew it was not your everyday game.
Three and 2 on Encarnacion. He's walked and struck out twice.
Said it many times, but when you foul a ball back because of the friction, you know, you can smell the wood burning, and you saw the last swing from Encarnacion smell the bat.
Runner was going, but ball 4 to Encarnacion. Now, a quick word from Spectrum.
Spectrum Internet. No data caps, no contracts. Just faster speeds with better performance.
You know, you mentioned the smell on a foul ball, and this could be the anniversary, or it could have been the day, maybe yesterday. I remember the All-Star game at Fenway Park, and all the players crowded around Ted Williams,
yeah.
and he asked, I guess it was Mark
Tony
McGuire,
Gwynn, yeah.
Do you? Everybody's crowded. Do you smell your bat burning when you hit a foul ball? And they said they did.
Oh, absolutely. So folks at home, watch this, and then you smell it, and you can. It's just like somebody just burned it. Isn't that nice? But you think about the ball, how fast it's traveling, and the friction it causes by not squaring it up. You know, it causes that wood to smell.
Oh, and 2. Yeah, that was one of the coolest moments I've ever been in a ballpark when Ted Williams came. I mean,
you were at the park. You were at the All-Star. Nice.
I was there. It was. I'll never forget it. And that was in 1999, and James Smythe just told us it was indeed on this date. So big batter for Shreve. You know, you want to keep it here at 6-3. First and second, nobody out. Alonso has already driven in 1 run. And that got him. I believe. I'm going to say foul ball. Say foul ball.
I think Shreve thought he got him too by his reaction. Almost hit the handle of the bat. Yeah. Sometimes it hits right. Yeah, it just hits the handle before it hits your hand. A lot of times as a hitter, you fire that bat down and take off. That umpire will give it to you. This is where you'll notice Jason Shreve is not your typical lefty. I mean, he's warming up down there, Michael. See that? Being that he doesn't have that big breaking ball that, you know, he'll continue to throw lefties. Kind of a put away pitch. You know, if you did that all night, you'd go home and you'd see that in your sleep for.
Oh, your arms would vibrate.
619 with 74.
73.
73.
Swing and a miss. Alonso down on strikes. You know who I would really be upset if I was sitting there. That
well, you know
really
what you're
annoy
getting. I mean, there's a plaque on the wall. It says, you know, the drummer man here. Jason Shreve loves to go to that, you know, kind of split fingered and turn it over.
My son is always asking me to get drums.
Yeah, I got something you can have.
And you know what? I go, well, they don't allow it here. I mean, you feel bad about a fifth, but you really want a 3-year-old pounding drums all day.
You know what? He's going to remind you that when he's like 28. Like, you know what, Dad? You said they didn't allow drums. We weren't in an apartment. We were in a house. My kids every once in a while call back and say something that, you know, just got through the day by telling them something. They remember.
And when he's 28, I'll be 82, and I'll say, yeah, don't worry about it, Chuck.
Oh, you won't know what he's talking about anyway. It's a good point, though, Michael. Be asking how the Yankees did that day. Huh?
Sterling's still announcing at 80. Don't get me out of the booth so soon, Paul.
Oh, you. Just think by then they'll have like triple HDs. How bad will it look by then, right?
I think in real life will look bad.
Maybe they can Photoshop like right instantly. Looks like a million.
2-0 count on Kipnis. First and second, one man out. Pitch outside, 3-0. It's been that arm-crossed sort of day for Larry Rothschild and Aaron Boone. It's not been that comfortable to watch for them. A strike. Swing and a miss, 3-2. So they call Naquin from the on-deck circle, and they have Brandon Geyer on deck to pinch hit for him. Runners go. Popped up, foul territory. Bird makes the play for the second out.
Good job by Shreve, fighting all the way back from 3-0. Jammed Kipnis again. Two-seam fastball inside. Tough pitch for a lefty, especially with 2 strikes to handle.
Well, you said something earlier, Paul, and it resonates so much right now. It seems like the Yankees have never been up today.
It really does.
Even when they scored their 3 runs, they did it quickly. But, I mean, the Indians are battling constantly. Now, the Yankees have only given up 6, which doesn't actually manifest the struggles, but they've been up a lot. Yeah, if this was a football game, they'd be winning time of possession. So Geyer pinch hitting for Naquin, who was 1 for 3. With a single and a run scored while he was in there. First and second out, 2 outs. 1-0. Missed outside, 2-0. It's strange when you see them send up a righty to face Shreve because, as you said, he's probably more difficult against righties than he is lefties.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that split finger is much more effective to righties. He uses it as a changeup because he kind of turns it over a little bit.
Right back to Shreve. And he gets out of trouble. No runs, a hit, no errors. 2 men left on base. We go to the 8th inning. It's 6-3 Indians. Yes, is brought to you in part by GMC. Visit tristategmc.com for great lease offers by People's United Bank. Need a new checking account? Don't pick one out of left field. People's United Bank, member FDIC. And by the Jeep Celebration event going on now. Geyer pinch it for Naquin, so he takes over in right field. And the Beebs is still in the game. There's Tyler Wade. Pitch outside, 1-0. Hyundai scoreboard 6-3, Indians over the Yanks. We are in the 8th. Bieber is good-natured about the fact that people are always going to connect him with Justin Bieber. He said, I kind of have to deal with it and learn to love it. He's often taunted about his last name. Oh, nice piece of hitting right down the left field line for Wade. And Wade's going to turn that into at least a double. He'll stop right there with the Yankees down by 3. So a leadoff double for Tyler Wade, his second hit tonight.
A Q shot and a double looks good in the paper. Tyler Wade trying to get things going offensively, so Aaron Boone will give him some time. And Terry Francona. Not Terry. We're going to make a pitching change there. Right?
He's going to take the ball from Bieber, and Bieber's going to say, that's okay, Terry, as long as you love me. every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this great sale. Well, Bieber gave them all they could want. Now they have to hold their breath and get 6 outs out of the worst bullpen ERA-wise in the major leagues. First up, Ollie Perez.
Well, Ollie Perez, you've seen in some other uniforms, but he's done a pretty good job here in Cleveland. 19 games, ERA under 1.
19 games, 12 innings. They're just pitching him against lefties, so this could be it for him, just coming in to get Brett Gardner.
You'll see on this first pitch why he's so successful against lefties. Sidearm, just a weird delivery.
Off the glove of Gomes, and that moves Wade over to third.
It's got to be a pass ball right there. I mean, that ball wasn't too far off the plate.
It is pass ball.
Just a crossfire sailing fastball, got away from Gomes.
So Wade, who was 6 for 13 on this road trip, he's at third. Gardner's at the plate. Yankees down by 3. We're in the 8th inning. Foul back. What's the most difficult thing, Paul? Is it the release point because it's almost coming from behind you?
Yeah, because your natural reaction is to kind of open up to see the ball. And as soon as you open up, you've kind of given away the outside part of the plate. So it kind of defeats what you're trying to do, and that's to keep that front shoulder in there. It's just about picking up the baseball. And with that sidearm delivery, it makes it tough.
And that's the pitch you want, because if you're opening up, that's right on the inside pitch.
See, and if you kind of turn sideways, you see there, you just don't pick up that ball. See that side spin, just kind of slinging it from the side.
So 3-1 on Gardner. Popped up. Ramirez runs into the railing near the camera well and can't get to it. Now he's doubled over a bit. He really hit that hard.
I think he had a couple more steps, but no.
And the left leg hit that unprotected part of the fence. Indians have had their share of injuries. They don't need to be losing Ramirez. Bradley Zimmer got hurt in that series at Yankee Stadium. He's still not back. Trying to make a play in the outfield. Indians giving up the run with the ground ball. And there's a run and grabbed by Lindor. Oh, he took a base hit away from Gardner. Wade scores 6-4, but it could have been so much bigger if that gets through.
I'll tell you what a play. And if you'll just watch the reaction, you'll know the importance of this play. Watch Lindor after this play. I mean, he understands what a big out. A lot of ground covered and not a lot of time.
And you're right, he was pumped up. So Terry Francona will bring in a right-hander with Judge, Hicks, and Stanton coming up. Perez is done. and relive the uplifting and inspiring stories of those individuals and organizations honored this year during Yankees Hope Week, only on Yes. New pitcher is Neil Ramirez. This will be his 24th game, as Terry Francona is going to mix and match to get these final 6 outs. Boy, what a different feel this inning would have if that ball was able to squeeze through and get past Lindor. Swing and a miss. So Gardner with a sac fly, and that ground ball picks up 2 RBIs tonight. He has 33 on the season, but Brett is 0 for 3 tonight with the sac fly. Oh and 2. Way off both of those pitches. Top of the 8th inning, 6-4 Indians.
3 consecutive breaking balls early in the game. They started off with breaking balls and then tried to fool him with a fastball both times.
Did that get him? Oh yeah, it got him. So Judge will take first, hit by a pitch.
Ramirez trying to run that fastball in just a little bit too far. Nicked Aaron Judge. See where it got it? The back elbow.
Batting for New York, center fielder Aaron Hicks.
Now that brings up Aaron Hicks as a tying run.
Aaron Hicks, career high 16 home runs, so has the ability if he gets a good pitch to hit.
1-0. Cody Allen is the closer. He's up already. And the 1-1. 1-2.
I don't think Ramirez has thrown a strike yet with the fastball. Everything's been that breaking ball.
Two and two. Judge leads off first, held there by Alonso. Six, 7-0, leading 4-5-0. And the count full at 3-2. Runner goes, and it's fouled back.
Wow, Aaron Judge on the move. 1 out. Stanton on deck.
What do you think?
I think Aaron Boone has a lot of confidence that Hicks is going to put the ball in play.
Does he go again? Yep. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Not in time. Judge is in there.
Well, we're going to take a look at this on the replay, I'm sure, but you got to remember, Judge is 6'7". His legs are a little bit longer. I don't know.
Well, they're going to challenge. Looks like he's out.
Yeah, he certainly is. Well, look at Lindor. He plays with a lot of emotion.
Well, that, you mentioned it, so this isn't second guessing. You got Stanton on deck. You can't afford to strike him out, throw him out, double play. And they overturn the call, so he's caught stealing. 2-6 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees get a run on 1 hit and nobody left on base. Go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 6-4 Indians. As City welcomes the Columbus Crew to Yankee Stadium for another Eastern Conference showdown. Coverage begins at 7, presented by Etihad Airways, right here on Yes, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
It's all Ohio night, the Columbus Crew. We did Hang On Sloopy in between the innings, singing Ohio State Buckeye songs.
You're feeling very comfortable.
Wow.
Gomes swings and misses at Shreve's first offering. Hyundai scoreboard 6-4. Indians over the Yankees, bottom of the 8th. Now let's go over what could have gone right and what could have gone wrong. We know it could have gone wrong because it did. Why are you running Aaron Judge there? Are you afraid of the double play?
You want to put him in motion, obviously. Aaron Boone took a chance. He had a lot of faith that Hicks was going to put the ball in play. And it just, I'm sure that, that's going to be a #1 question. But, Aaron Boone does do some things just by feel. He is an analytics guy, but he also does some things on feel. We were doing a game together when he left CC Sabathia in a big position, and he got the big out. And I think as a manager and as a player, you respect the manager every once in a while to just play the game And it did not work out this time.
And it's unusual, as Gomes goes down on strikes, the stolen base is not a big part of the analytical game.
Right.
You don't want to give away outs on the base path. And then what makes that even more egregious with Judge getting thrown out, you're taking the bat out of the hands of Giancarlo Stanton, who had 59 home runs last year. You're one swing away from tying the game. So at that point, by sending him, you've got to weigh what good could happen and what bad could happen. I think more bad could happen than good. Cody Allen swings and misses. But as you said, Aaron, sometimes obviously he will go outside the analytical book, and good for him. You know, sometimes he goes by his gut. Greg Allen fouls it back.
Hard hit ground ball. We're saying what a smart play it was. It's one of those things. You take a gamble. It's what you feel. And again, Aaron Hicks, majority of the time, puts the ball in play.
Swing and a miss, as Allen is down on strikes. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Lindor spins around to the right side against Shreve and takes a strike.
I don't know how many times you've said Lindor's name tonight. I mean, he hasn't hit the big 3-run homer, but he's walked, he's run the bases, he's made great plays in the field. Just so much things that so many things he does on the field, the impact, the outcome of the game.
One and two. Bottom of the 7th inning. Fenway Park, Blue Jays 8, Red Sox 7. Two and two. Want to look ahead to the 9th inning. Stanton, Bird, and Duhart. And they'll be facing that man, Cody Allen. High fly ball, deep left field. Going back Gardner, track, wall, and it's going to be off the wall. Hicks plays to Karam. Lindor gets himself a double.
Well, again, Lindor, he does so many things, and he just missed this from driving it into the seats. A double off the wall keeps things going with 2 outs for the Indians. High wall has kept a few of the balls in the ballpark tonight.
So a quick jog to the mound by Boone, not Rothschild. As Shreve will face Brantley. Adam Warren is up. Two and 0. High fly ball, shallow center field. Hicks in left center will make the play. And 2 scoreless innings for Chase and Shreve. Can the Yankees rally against Allen? We'll see in the ninth. Jack Curry bring you highlights and analysis of the key moments from tonight's showdown. Plus, Ryan Rucco will get reaction from the clubhouse. It's only on Yes. Now here's Cody Allen to try to close things out for the Indians. The bullpen has been terrible. There's no other way to put it. They have the highest ERA in Major League Baseball. You see Allen, 18 of 19 save opportunities and a high ERA of 4.66. The last outing he had blew a 4-0 ninth inning lead against Cincinnati. And the Reds scored 7 runs in the ninth.
I was going to say they scored 6 or 7 in the ninth and then gave up like 14 or 15 the next day. It was quite an offensive series.
Oh, 0-1 on Stanton. Last 6 games, 16 and 2/3 innings. How about that, Paul? 28 hits.
Wow.
21 runs, 8 home runs. One and two.
That doesn't sound like a first place team bullpen, but you know the Indians are good and they're really good at home.
High fly ball, deep right center. That ball is gone. A home run for Stanton. And the Yankees have pulled to within 1. It is 6-5. And now it's 9 home runs over that stretch.
I was going to say they were just adding to it. High fastball. Stanton just hammered it to right center field. And I tell you what, when he gets one elevated and hits it hard, there's not a field. And watch the reaction. Allen knows. Gone. Terry Francona has got to be just shaking himself like, you know, this guy has good stuff. They're giving up home run. Well, you know, you can only manage so much. You put people in the position where, you know, you expect them to close things out.
Greg Bird rips one to right field. It is a base hit. Cut off by Geyer. Nice play. And that holds Bird to a single.
Well, it's a big play by Geyer, keeping that from going to the wall. Bird ends up at second base. You know, you move him over, get him in and tie this game up.
And when your bullpen fails over and over again, now it's in their head. What's going to happen? How's it going to happen this time?
You see Greg Bird, just his swing so much different now. Quicker to the ball. Not rolling over, hitting ground balls, just hammering the ball. Pinch runner in. Try to score on a double.
So Bird, 2 more hits, and they turn over first base to Clint Frazier. Will Frazier be going? Gomes can throw you out, as he's shown you last inning. Could be 2. There's 1. And there's 2. Take a closer look at the exit velo on Giancarlo Stanton's home run, presented by Spectrum Internet with faster download speeds and better performance. 104 miles per hour off the bat, and it traveled a projected 388 feet. So now it comes down to Neil Walker. Walker with an RBI double in left field in the 5th inning. Yankees are down by 1.
You got to remind yourself that if you're Neil Walker, that, you know, it's not home run or bust here. You know, you've got to continue to let this game go. Whether it's a walk, a base hit, anything, just to keep on passing the baton, give somebody an opportunity. It's not all on your shoulders to try to put one in the seats with 2 outs.
One and 1. Indians operating without Andrew Miller, one of the finest relievers in the game. He's been out since the end of May with a bad knee. They're hoping to get him back in August, and he solves a lot of the puzzles for Terry Francona. Didi Gregorius on deck to pinch hit for Higashioka if Walker gets on. 2 and 1. Three and 1. And the pitch. He walked him. A big walk by Walker. And that will bring up Didi Gregorius to pinch hit for Higashioka. Boy, if Terry Francona had hair, this bullpen would make it fall out.
You got to figure that the Yankee bullpen's going to start stirring Chapman just in case. And Warren will be up if you tie. Chapman if you go ahead. But you've given Didi an opportunity. Again, it's not home run or nothing. You know, a gapper will score. Anything to try to prolong this game. You tie this game up, chances are you'll win it because your bullpen's better.
6-5 Indians, 9th inning. Walker leads off first. Allen deals to Gregorius. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Shallow left. Lindor out, waving his arms, making the play, and the Indians hold on and win this one 6-5. So the Indians have evened this series at a game apiece. 2 more to go tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon. And as the Indians celebrate, Paul, we're going to take a look at the Land Rover drive of the game.
Well, it's back in the 5th inning. Jose Ramirez off Herman. Boom. 2-run triple, and that kind of gave them a start. Gave them a 4-run lead at the time. Yankees fought back, but just couldn't catch him in the end. That's your Land Rover drive of the game.
So the Yankees win last night 7-4. They lose this one by a score of 6-5, and Francona can breathe a sigh of relief. We have so much more to come from Progressive Field. Please stick around. Indians feeling good about this Friday night in Cleveland. We'll be back.